everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now look at all of this. We've been playing with this TENS machine all day because I thought that a TENS machine would be quite complicated to use, but trying this out all day, there are so many different ways that you can use this particular machine, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. So it's from Ohuhu, it's the touchscreen TENS unit muscle stimulator. And I have to tell you up front that this is a sponsored video, but they haven't asked me to say anything in particular. They haven't asked me to link to anything in particular. They just want you to know about this machine and they want me to try it out and give you my honest feedback. So we've been playing with it today. I'm so surprised with all the different ways you can use it. It is not just put on the TENS machine, turn it on and wait for the stimulation to help ease the pain. There is so much more to it. So let's have a little chat about how I found this machine, and I'm also going to demo it on my forearm today. So let's start at the beginning. When it was a TENS machine that they asked me if I wanted to have a try of, I had visions of a big clunky machine turning up dials, and then it would just be a case of muscle contraction, stimulation, relaxation, help the pain. When this came, I couldn't believe it because it's so lightweight. There are lots of different modes to it, from acupuncture to gua sha to shiatsu. I thought it would honestly just be muscle stimulation, relaxation, contraction, that was it. It's even got the stylus so that you can touch it very easily, because you know what it's like sometimes with touch screens, you can be really trying quite hard to press it. But you might actually want to know what a TENS machine is. So traditionally we use them to ease pain. And you might have heard again, you know, when they say with pregnant women when they're in labour, they can use a TENS machine and it helps to ease the muscle pain. Well, what happens is you're using a mild electrical current, and TENS itself stands for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. And what happens is you've got this small portable device and we're using these sticky pads. And actually what's handy with this machine is when you've started to use the pads but you're not finished with them, you can actually put them on this holder so that you're not wasting them. And what you're doing is you're putting the sticky pads on, you've got the electrodes, and then you're attaching to key points in the skin. You're connecting with the muscle and you're helping with certain types of pain. So I did a little bit of research into this machine. So why is this one so different? Now what they say, and I completely agree with it, is it looks and feels very portable. It does look modern. I agree with that. It's very modern. It almost looks like a mobile phone. It's easy to transport and store because look here, you've actually got your container. You can just pop everything in this bag. And imagine you could just put this, if you're traveling, put it in your case. If you're in the car, it could be in the glove compartment, or if it's in your handbag or your rucksack, it's very portable. So it's got, I mean, you could even pop it in your drawer at work. It's that easy because it doesn't take up a lot of space. You don't need the box when you're carrying it about, and you don't need to take all of the electrodes and the pads. Maximum you would use, I think, is 4 at one time. So you don't need to take all of them. You can just transport these key things here. You don't, as I was saying, they say that you don't need to use big bulky machines anymore. I completely agree with that. That's what I thought it would be, a big machine. It's FDA approved, which means that it's been acknowledged as safe to use. It's touchscreen, and you cannot accidentally touch the screen when you're letting it work. So you can't be doing something and then accidentally move on to something else or accidentally move it up to maximum. So it's safe that way. So with a lot of us, we tend to think of this as just for pain relief. And that's what I said at the beginning. I genuinely thought, oh, TENS machines, that's what people use when they've got muscle injuries, or that's what they use when they're pregnant and they're in labour. But this one's actually got 12 modes. I'm going to go through them with you soon, but they can be for treating specific muscle conditions, purely just massage. You can even do deep tissue. You can do muscle stimulation, so if you want to help to build up muscle too. You can use it on your abs, your calves. You can use it with caution on your ankles, your upper arms. I'm going to use the forearms. You can use it on the back if you've got lower back pain. There's so many different things you can do. It's also got the intensity levels, so you would start small and build up. And you've got the ability to work on specific areas. So if anyone was on my page, you'll know that I really did hurt my elbow. The bruise is starting to go away now. Obviously, when I'd fell on my elbow, but I didn't actually cause an injury as such. It was more soft tissue. You wouldn't use it on it when it was brand new, when it was fresh. But when the worst of it's over and there's no damage specifically there, but it might just be a little bit achy, that's when you could cautiously use the pads and you'll be guided with the machine with the notes where exactly to use them. If I had any sort of residual achiness, I could actually use the TENS machine there to help with the pain. So what we'll do now is I'll pop it on, I'll show you a little demo and you'll see how easy it is to use. So I'm not going to use all of these just now, but as I put them back in the box, I'll tell you obviously what they are. I also want to start out with contraindications, reasons why you can't use the unit. Now, it's always ultimately your responsibility. So when you buy something, any manufacturer will tell you in the instructions how to use it safely and when to be cautious, but ultimately it's up to you. So if you're in any doubt at all, ask your doctor. Contraindications always include anything that's metal or electronic implants. If you've got epilepsy, be cautious. Recent surgery or trauma to an area. So remember I was saying about my elbow. If that's recent trauma, don't even think about it. However, when it's healed, if you've got a bit of achiness there, yes, you can use it in certain areas. Thrombosis, any blood pressure issues you've got to be careful with, and the list goes on. If there's anything that you're in any doubt of and you're really not sure, you can ask the manufacturer or you can ask your doctor. Now again, never use it over the heart, the neck, or the front or sides of the temples. Use it on clean, dry skin. Now think about, these are sticky. These where your electrodes are on the skin is actually sticky here. So what you want to make sure is that you don't have any oil or dirty residue of maybe any makeup or any body lotions, anything like that. Anything that's going to make the pads unable to stick to the skin, that's not going to get a good result for you. Also, if your electrodes can't get a good contact, you're not going to get a good result. Also, make sure you stop if you experience any irritation reaction or it just doesn't feel good. If there's any chance that you might have put the intensity up too high, turn it right down or turn it off completely. And also never use it when you are driving or the classic operating heavy machinery. I'm sure we read that all the time when you're taking any medication, when there's anything in any doubt. There's a lot of heavy machinery that we should not be using for a variety of reasons, and you don't want to be using your TENS machine when you're driving or operating anything that you need to have full control of. So you've been told, don't do that. Be very careful when you're using it and use it safely and wisely. Now, as I'm putting the kit away, I'm going to tell you what's in it. It also tells you on page 10, I believe, of your instruction book. So I'll take these out of here just now. So you've got your little bag that you can put everything in. You've got, now we're only going to use one set of the pads and the electrodes today, but you've got an A and a B port, so you can use 4 at a time. So you could use different sides of the body. The stylus, which we're going to use today, you've got your adapter and your charger points here. Obviously with the adapter, you might have to change it for your country. So when you're purchasing it, if you want to ask the manufacturer, if not, you can get an adapter. So we are going to be using our electrodes, which we've already been using today. So these are spare ones. These are spare pads. They're very sticky. And what you do, I'll show you in one, is you peel off. So don't waste these. You don't want to do that. So only use them when you need to. You just peel off the plastic and they're exceptionally sticky. But what you want to make sure is you don't waste them. You will get more than one use of them just until they lose their stickiness. And again, they've provided this for you. You'll actually place them on here so you can easily peel them off and use them again. And what I thought was really interesting here is if you're in any doubt about your acupressure points and where you want to be putting things, then it actually gives you the acupuncture treatment points and it breaks them all down for you. I would say that's actually useful anyway if you're interested in it, even if you're not going to use it specifically for that. And then we've also got our instruction booklet here. And what's very handy with this is that it talks you right through. It breaks down the machine and all the different uses. It tells you which mode does what, which is very handy because you might want to play about with it like we've been doing today. Or you might just want to go straight to the mode that you know works for you that particular day. So as I was saying to you, I thought a TENS machine was you turn it off, you turn it on, you use it for what you need, that's it. No, it's far more than that. There's so many different uses for it. It's very, very multifunctional. There's a lot of variation to it. I was impressed with that. Also, some examples here of where to put your electrodes, where to get the correct points for when you're putting your stickers on. so that you know exactly where's where. And I'm going to do the forearm today. And then again, some additional notes, some precautions, and what should be within your kit. So now I'm going to apply it to the forearm and let you see how I find it. I'll just work through some of the different modes. So we're going to try it on the elbow now. So I've looked at my little booklet and it tells you just in the lower corner, the elbow. And you're attaching both pads on either side of the joint. So, and it tells you the modes to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9 or 11. So I'll try number 1 just now. So I just turn on the machine and it automatically goes to 1. And then what we do is I'm going to press it anyway just to make sure. And then, oh, I can feel it. It's mad. It feels, the very first time you try it, I think you do giggle quite a lot because it's such an unusual feeling. So if I look at mode number 1, it tells me, if I look at my little book, mode 1 is low frequency vibrations to promote circulation of the blood and relieve pain. Now, I will see if I can turn up this intensity, but on the scale, it's, oh, do you know what? Just turning it up 1 really does make a difference. I don't know if you can see it shake. Oh, wow. That is amazing. It feels very strange at first, and then you very quickly get used to it. So now I can feel it shaking. So now I'm going to try number 2. Now number 2 is cupping. So I will press on 2, use my stylus. Let's try cupping. So I've got A, number 2, let's press plus. Now that is like a constant, it's very subtle and it feels like a constant vibration. So I'm going to see if I can press, there we go. Even just pressing it once, upwards, pressing your plus, you really start to feel it. So I'll press it again, see if I can, oh, that feels, oh, look, can you see it go? It's definitely working. So I'll turn that down. Now, what else can I use in the elbow? I can use 3. And if I look at my notes, you could get addicted to this. This is like a game. 3 Chuina, I think is what you call it. It's a cupping to give relatively constant stimulation. So let's try 3. And the little symbol of 3 is hands. And we'll do plus. Oh yeah, look, it's moving the muscle. That doesn't hurt at all. That feels, it's all pleasant. It makes you giggle because it's a new sensation, but it is pleasant. I like that. So that's almost like the cupping, stimulating cupping. Now, what's the next one we can use? We can use number 4. So 4 is acupuncture, stimulating, opening the flow of chi through the meridians. So I'm going to use my stylus for number 4. And I'm going to press plus and see what happens. Oh, now it's got a symbol of a hand pressing an acupuncture needle. Can you see it stimulating and then it relaxes? Now, I would say that doesn't hurt, but it does feel, oh wow, it does feel as if someone is pressing the skin, not with a needle, but it feels quite sharp, but not sharp as in painful. So see if you were looking for your acupuncture, acupressure, that really does feel like that. That does what it says in the tin. That feels like something is actually touching the skin, something, again, needle-like, but in no way does it feel like I'm being cut, not like a needle that way, but acupressure, acupuncture, yes, definitely. Now for this area, it says not to do 5, so I'm moving to 6, and 6 is tapping. So here we go for number 6. Press my plus. Again, I'm always working on A because it's channel A, but if I wanted to do both channels, I would have A and B. Can you see that there? Wow. So that is tapping. That is so cool. That is so effective. Now, what's next? We can do 7, which is a combination of acupuncture and different waveforms. This is technically called weight loss. So let's see. 7. That feels a bit more like the vibrations. It does feel like tapping. and obviously take it up a level. That's not uncomfortable. None of it's uncomfortable, but I would say acupuncture so far has been the most, I would say, the most notable of wow, something's really happening there. That's quite pleasant. You could get used to that. You could definitely do. Tells you your minutes on it too per one. This is 26 minutes for this one. Now, what else? We skipped from 7 till 9 on the elbows. So 9 is Shiatsu. So it's simulating Shiatsu using the finger and palm pressure stretches and other massage techniques. So let's press number 9. I'll do my plus. Now that is crazy. That is a combination. It feels as if someone's going tap, 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 and then a little bit of almost like a vibration. Yep, tap, 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 tap. It feels like somebody's tapping on the skin. That's crazy. Yep, it feels like there's a little circuit of tap, 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 bit of movement, bit of vibrations, and then it settles tap, 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 tap. Oh, I like that. And finally for the elbow, it says I can move to number 11, which is deep tissue. So I'm on 11, I'm going to press plus. Oh yeah, oh wow. So this feels like the tapping, but more intense tapping. Can you see that? So this is just constant tapping, and it says I can get 24 minutes here. But what I'll do just now is I'll take it down to 0. And when you take it down to 0, you're essentially finished. So what I'll do just now is I'll finish off with 11 and I'll just turn the machine off. And that's it. It's as simple as that. That's how you turn it off. And then just remove these. So it gives you your storage conditions too. Just make sure you don't store it in too hot an environment. And also make sure that you don't put it in direct sunlight. You've also got troubleshooting in here too, and it gives you more of a breakdown on the different areas of the body, and each area of the body, it'll tell you the different modes that you can use. I can honestly say it is so much fun using all these modes. I know this isn't a toy, but when you first get it, it'll feel when you were little, when you opened up one of your presents at Christmas and you couldn't wait to get started on it. When we were trying it out today, we were laughing because it's effective, but each sensation just feels so unusual. But then you get into it, and we were all saying, oh, I love 6, oh, I could get used to 10. Oh, this is lovely. It's one of those machines that if you make the commitment to buy it, I really do suggest that you take their advice and you put it into that travel bag and you use it where you can. So thank you to Ohuhu for letting me try this out. I'll leave links to where you can get it on Amazon in the description box. And I hope that you found it as interesting to watch as I did to try it out. As always, let me know what you think, leave me some comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.